This was my first DVD attempt back in 2009, maybe 2010. And the guy who was shooting it for me was a student of mine for a brief period. And the DVD didn't really come out right. This is why I have it muted, because the sound was really messed up on it. Here I'm going through some Wing Chun footwork and centerline principle, but mainly footwork. And we were going to shoot it again, but the guy was really fuddy-duddy about coming to class and wanting to get things done. He would make plans on coming, and you wait 2 hours and he would never show up. So eventually, we had to get rid of him, or should I say, basically, he got rid of himself. Then about 3 years later, I heard he was training under another Wing Chun friend of mine, and told all these stories that he was training under Ip Chun and Yip Jing and all that, and had him posted all over his Facebook page. And I was like, really? But apparently he didn't. But I have to admit that the fact that, this type of DVD was pretty much done on a professional level. It was just sad that the sound didn't come out right. Here I'm demonstrating the various sectors of the footwork and trapping the stance using the Zhongxing, going to the inside and outside the leg. As my student steps back, I move in to trap his leg, going to knee buckles, scoop kick to the groin. Here I was working on closing the gap with a fast close and with a side kick to the knee. I would throw my hand up as a feint, and I was shooting with a side kick to the kneecap. Here I'm doing Chi Sao with my student Reginald Garth. And hate to say this, guys, but this is the only DVD that I have. The sound is crappy, and what you see here is what you get. So what I post is all you see. And here we go, we freelance a little Chi Sao again. This time I'm playing around with them. Sometimes I'm not even looking at the camera, I'm using one hand. They hate when I do that. Going into various wrist locks. I don't remember what exactly I was saying because it's always changing. A lot of times, you may notice when I do Chi Sao, I might slip in something that may not look very Wing Chun like. Sometimes I might slip into Southern Mantis. They also have a form of Chi Sao. Sometimes I might slip into either Kali or maybe Silat that might look like Wing Chun, but it really isn't. But because it fits in the framework, I just sort of put it in. And this is the basic Lap Sao exercise. You can stop it with your Tan or your Wu Sao, and he returns it and he gives it back. Here I believe I was talking about closing in with kicking or low kicking. Over the years I became very fond at using low kicks, although I came from it. Here RG and I were discussing how to apply trapping on the ground. You see my leg in sort of my version of the guard. Or Wing Chun's version of the guard. I can't take full credit of this, but some of the follow-throughs I can take full credit of because of my training in Silat, which has a lot of ground fighting as well. But the holding the guard, as far as the leg is concerned, occupying center line, which is something I got from Emi Stepe, at one of his seminars, and we worked that extensively. And another Wing Chun friend of mine, Jared Whitaker, who had also had an extensive background in Wing Chun ground fighting, in which he got his training from also the Lung Ting branch of Wing Chun. I forgot I had all this on this DVD. In fact, I forgot all about it. I go for a trap. He takes me down. And as you could tell that Reginald is very uncomfortable with ground tactics, which most of my students are uncomfortable with ground tactics, but I always instilled in them that it's very important to know, because you never know when you might get taken to the ground and when you have to adapt using whatever it is that you've been trained in. I'm also very fond of Sambo leg locks, as you saw there. Here we're doing some trapping. It's more Jeet Kune Do influence, which was actually this low line, this low high trapping that I tell people about. They think I'm full of it, but the low high trapping has its originations in Northern Praying Mantis Kung Fu, and not so much Wing Chun.